We are live. Hello, hello, hello. I don't know if you can hear that as much as I can hear that. Welcome, 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 welcome. How you guys doing tonight? I'm granted permission by this band. They're my official background music. I'll stop before the lyrics go because every time I play them, YouTube tries to say that I don't have permission, but I do. So, yeah. But I got to pause it before the lyrics come on because YouTube will come and say, "You don't have the copyright." And I don't have to have copyright. I have permission to play that music. So, anyway, how you guys doing tonight? Revradchad, just checking on the world. See if we can't, you know, talk about stuff. What's it like to be saved? What's it like to be blessed? Do you know? Do you understand? Can you comprehend it? Thank you for coming. We appreciate you. And yeah, just maybe talk a little bit about being blessed. Maybe if we need to read some passages and kind of share. I'm going to share my opinion, what I understand, how I feel blessed, and the changes that I feel like have happened in my life since I've been blessed, or because I've been blessed. And then maybe you can relate to your own experiences to how you feel that maybe you've been blessed in your life. You know, you ever had that moment where you did something and you didn't really, you were speeding and you weren't paying attention and you thought to yourself, oh man, sorry, God. And policeman just walked away. Yeah, that's what it's like to be blessed. You ever really needed something and thought out loud and prayed for it and then it happened? That's what it's like to be blessed. But if you live in that in a constant state and you always search for that valid positive energy, your life will be more blessed than not. Like, I had quit a job a few weeks ago because I wasn't feeling like I was treated right. Wasn't sure what I was going to do. Got offered another job, but it didn't start for several weeks. And during that time, I thought to myself, I talked to God. I said, God, I like this job, but I really kind of want this other job. Maybe somehow you can open that door for me. And lo and behold, yesterday, I got a text message from the other job. Would you like to come and talk about this job? Sometimes just being positive and carrying positive energy will give you much. Hello, hello. It will give you a lot. It can carry you through the times when you're uncertain. And you just put that energy in faith and I am blessed. He will bless me. I will be blessed in the things that I do. I will behave. I will bless others when I can. And then that will work full circle for you. You know, we could read some stuff about the blessings. I have some stuff marked out. I always have something kind of marked out. Let's see. We got a few people in here. We got 10, but I said blessings, and a whole bunch of people ran away all at once. But that's all right. Not everybody can understand faith. Not everybody can embrace faith. It it forces us to look inside and see how we really behave. Because if you expect to get faith and grace from God, then you have to think about, how do you behave in the eyes of God? What kind of person are you? How do you carry yourself? How do you treat other human beings? And so when you take self inventory, it's really easy to run away, because in order for you to get the grace and faith, you have to take self inventory of the things that you already do. And if you can do that, if you can take the self inventory, and you can talk to God in your personal space, and you can ask for forgiveness and for trust, you'll be blessed. You'll live a life of grace every day. You'll have more positive, hello, you'll have more positive interactions in your life. And it's just that simple. And God blesses those who obey him. It says that in Leviticus 26, 3-5, you know. Um, and it's just what it is. It's not so much that you have to obey God. It's the fact that you are obeying in general. It's the fact that you're putting in that positive energy to the world around you, so that that world can give you back positive energy. You don't have to always look at it as God. I say the word God because I believe in God. You can believe it's energy. You can believe it's just karma. You can believe it's positive. It's bigger than that. But at least if you start with some belief, you can grow in your belief. You could start believing it's just karma, it's just luck, it's just happenstance. But as you believe in that, and those things happen more and more in happenstance and in luck and in times when you need it, and you really look at it, maybe it's more than that. And maybe it manifests as something bigger. I'm just saying, I'll never tell anybody what they should believe. I just share what I believe. That's not how it works. We're not supposed to tell you what to believe. The believers are just supposed to share with everyone else what they saw. And that's it. I was a broken man. I came from the streets. I came from a hard life. I changed slowly, bitterly. I didn't want to change. I didn't want to take accountability for all the things I did. I liked drinking. I liked going to bars. I liked fighting. I liked causing trouble. You know, I enjoyed it. And then somewhere along the line, it cost me too much. And one day I thought, what would be better than this? And in a broken state, I asked God. I didn't know him. I didn't have a relationship with him. I just asked him, hey, can I be saved? Can you help me? Can you show me anything? And little small signs of life. The more energy I put in, the more small signs of life I saw. The better I treated other people, the more good things came my way. Whether that's just happenstance, circumstance, karma, or luck, you could call it all those things. But I believe, for me personally, it was the Lord blessing me for coming around from my sinful ways and seeing the truth. Yes, he does. He blesses us. He blesses us even though we don't know we're being blessed. And even those that with their eyes closed and think they've never been blessed, they've been blessed. They've been blessed. You know, anybody who's lived through a major surgery or been in a major car accident and came out the other side of it, that's blessed. That's protected. That's given. Karma didn't jump in a car and save you. The Father did. He wanted you to be saved. And even if you don't believe at that time, he saves you so that later on you'll have the opportunity to find him. That's what it's all about. It's all about you have the freedom to make those choices, to believe what you do or don't believe, how you believe it, why you believe it. That's why God gave mankind his own freedom of choice. He didn't make you believe in him or it wouldn't be real. He gave you the choice to believe in him. He gave you the choice to do good, bad, right, or wrong so that you could have the choice to do right. And if you choose to do right and you ask for the grace of God, you'll get that blessing. It's that simple. You can live outside of it and you could never ever be blessed and you might live a wonderful life. It might be the devil paying the bill, Because here's a true fact that most people don't understand. If you're wanted by God, you're also wanted by the devil. Because the only way the devil can hurt God is by hurting one of us. He can't hurt God directly. So I'm just saying, don't be afraid of faith. Don't be afraid to be blessed. Don't be afraid to accept as man, like where your own personal flaws are. Accept them, understand them, embrace them, share them out loud, change from them. Take the things that you find the least entertaining and positive about yourself and change them. You think you're too lazy? Be more active. You're too nice? That's not really ever too nice, but maybe sometimes protect yourself a little bit more, protect your feelings. You're too mean? You can always be nicer. So there's a lot of things that we take for granted that we do as human beings on a daily basis that have to do with our grace and our faith. If you can walk up to that lady at the counter and say hello, thank you, get your change, and say have a wonderful day. You put 1 ounce of light in someone's busy, dull day, and if you do that on a regular basis, God will shine that light on your life. It's that simple. It's literally that simple. You could live anybody who lives a life without pain, without suffering, without torment, without physical ailment. You have your fingers and toes and your eyes and your ears, and you can speak. You've been blessed by God in many, many ways. Juan, I definitely here we'll go right here, Juan. Dear God, help Juan with his midterms. Help him with his nervousness and his anxiousness. Help him be settled when he sits to take the test. Help his mind be clear. Help the answers flow from his mind through his heart to his hand to the paper correctly. Help him in all ways. Help him with his anxiety and his nervousness. I pray for him, and we hope that you can guide over him and watch him and keep all darkness away from him while he takes his test. Amen. So I'm going to read something here because I don't really like to get on here and not have read something. A lot of times people run away when I read something, which is kind of sad because, that's the most important part of all of it. But here's what I was going to read. Leviticus 26, 3 through 5 talks about God blesses those who obey him. Okay? Page 207 in the King James. And I don't think you should only read the King James. I think there's other Bible. I think you should read the older Bibles. The Ethiopian Bible has a lot of stuff that the King James has omitted, and those other books are just as important. They were just as biblically important in history. Just so you know that it wasn't until the English came along and decided what books would or wouldn't be accepted. The Book of Enoch was renowned through historians of Christianity for 1,000 years previous to King James's rendition. And the oldest Bible in history is the oldest English translated Bible in history is the Ethiopian Bible. So I've said this before, and I want to make this super clear. Christianity is not a white European religion. Christianity was in Africa long before it was in Europe. Just so you know that. All right, anyway. Leviticus 26, 3 through 5. It goes like this. If you walk in my statutes and keep my commandments and do them, then I will give you rain in due season, and the show. What the hell? Hang on, sorry. Oh, I gotta flip the page. And the land shall yield her increase, and the trees of the field shall yield their fruit. And your threshing shall reach unto the vintage, and the vintage shall reach unto the sowing time. And ye shall eat your bread to the full, and dwell in your land safely. So that's huge. I'm not a denomination of Christianity. I don't believe in that. I believe the only Christian is just Christian, reading the Bible directly as it's written, no interpretation, living in the Word. Um, Even the Pope has come and has just recently come out and said that Jesus is number one. Um, so yeah, there are other figures that are important in biblical history, but Jesus Christ is King, and He is the one you're supposed to be following. So, and like I said, the Pope has recently come out and said this. He's just very recently. It was just published. But as I always say, you can believe whatever it is you feel you believe, whatever fits for you. And sometimes over time that changes for people. Sometimes they start a certain way, and as they study more, they learn more, they move a different direction. So, I was mostly always a Christian, getting connection problems. Up here in the mountains, we get connection problems. For a small period of time, I studied um, the Ashru, basically the Nordic religion, and where the connection was. But through my studying and my research, the Bible's accurate and correct. And it even shows in lineage times how we migrated to the north, to the Englands, to the Irelands, to the Germanias, to all of that. We're the 13 tribes that were led out of Egypt from the Pharaoh's captivity. And over 1,000 years, those 13 tribes spread across the entire northern European continent. And that's all facts. There's been maps found in the Sudan cave that show the timeline lineage and the names of each groups as they change from group to group to group all the way through Germania and England and everything. So we can look back in biblical history and find that stuff as well. And literally anything that anything you look up in the Bible and you go on earth and try to find it, you can find it. Any place, any historical moment. So it's all really there. I don't know if the feed's still live. It blipped in and out. So yeah. I don't know if anybody else is interested in me talking about being blessed any longer, or if we've run out the conversation for today. But I think you see your blessings in your daily life. I've said that before. I see blessings in my daily life every day. You wake up every day and your favorite dog is still there for blessing. You wake up every day, you can see with both eyes and you can hear and you can get up and walk. That's a blessing. You wake up every day and the family that you love is still around. That's a blessing. And even if you lose those people, and even if you lose some of those things, and that doesn't mean you've been unblessed, or that doesn't mean that you're being punished. And that just means that life has trials and tribulations that God will not let you go through without Him. He will put you through nothing that He won't bring you through. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying for today. Be blessed. Count your blessings. Understand being blessed. Bless others. Bless others with your actions. Bless others with your soul, with your person, the way you act, the way you interact. Say hello, say thank you, say excuse me. Be polite. Shake people's hand when you meet them. You know? Be articulate. Share a conversation. Don't and yeah. Talk to each other. Be human. That's what being blessed is being human, is sharing the interaction of of this amazing life that we have as people. We spend too much time selfishly trying to create these lives for ourselves and ourselves only. You know, you can't go around your whole life being afraid of interaction. You can't go around your whole life being afraid of what else is out there. You just can't do that. You can't, you can't, you can't prove that something's not there by just you don't believe in it because that doesn't make sense. And you can't prove something's right just by saying it. You know, I don't get on here and think I come from any high priest place. I don't share from any level above anybody else. I share from the street. I'm just a poor kid that came from the street. God blessed to stay alive for over 50 plus years. So I count my blessings every day, and I thank the Lord that that I get up each day to have another chance. And the days I ended doing the wrong stuff, I pray that I get up the next day and make better choices. And if we could all do that, humanity live a little bit longer, and we could keep our friends a little bit longer and our relationships longer. But it always goes back to that same thing. It always goes back to the accountability, because without the accountability for ourselves, you can't be blessed if you're not doing well, if you're not doing good. So, just saying. Yup. So, so yeah, be kind to each other. Try to share, try to share something positive with someone you like. You don't always have to fight with the people you don't know or don't like. You could just simply find the people that you do like and share your energy with them. That's what I don't understand. I don't understand all these people who go on the internet to share their discomfort with people that they don't like when they could simply just find something they like. So until next time, I'm the Revradchad. I'm just saying, God loves you.